Eh bien, c'est le moment des démos, avec la présentation de 2 projets du CSEM, le PUCK, un appareil sensoriel innovant et facile d'utilisation pour les PME, que nous allons découvrir à travers une courte vidéo, qui sera également suivie d'une présentation du système Eagle Eyes, qui est un dispositif de détection de défauts. On regarde tout de suite les vidéos.
The PUCK kit is a plug-use collection kit, and the idea is that you can plug and play it and use it straight away, just like any Apple device. And it should be simple to install and simple to use.
PUCK has a collection of sensory devices, a high-resolution camera with a large field of view. It has thermal cameras that can detect temperature. It has a collection of microphones that can detect directional sound. This data is then fed to a processing unit, and metadata is extracted from these sensory devices.
So PUCK is what we call an edge device, and this is quite important in today's world because a lot of companies and people want to keep their personal data private. And by having a PUCK device and treating the data locally, we don't need to store the video or store anything that would give away any private information on the person. PUCK can be used for many different scenarios, and for example, for SMEs, they could use it in their production line where they could look at the different samples and see if they're being placed in the right boxes. They could be used to look and see if there's defects on the samples. It can also be used in the consumer space, where, for example, you might want to count the number of people going into a building. You might want to see, and that would be useful for a museum, you might want to see how long they spend in front of a particular exhibition, which one's more popular, what type of people are visiting, and all these things can be worked out through the PUCK unit. It could also be used in agriculture, where, for example, you could look at the movement of pigs or chickens, because when a disease is about to occur, they actually change their movement earlier. And this could be a way to reduce the amount of antibiotics which are used in agriculture at the moment. So you could not use antibiotics continuously. So these are the type of areas where PUCK could be used.
This is the Eagle Eye system. It is our quality control system that we use in particular for surface control of watch parts. What you have here is a camera with a hemisphere of LEDs that will take images at different angles and elevation of the light versus the sample. And what you observe here are the images that we've taken with this system. Then these images are fed into our toolbox of algorithms to do detection of defects. Typically what you'd like to see is that here you have a scratch, here you have some other defects. The key advantages of such a system is that you remove any subjective decision from the human side and you make it automated. Meaning, if you're looking at a piece, you will always make the same decision for the same type of defects or the same sample. It is also fast, it is low cost, and you can use it on a multitude of samples, not necessarily only the ones that you have used previously, but also you can train your system to learn new parts and new samples, or the aspect of new parts and new samples. The system has also another advantage, which is a high recognition rate in terms of detecting defects and only defects. And you do this again automatically with learning algorithms. Our quality control system can be used in many applications. For example, you can use it in the automotive applications where you want to look at the aspect of car doors if you have a scratch on the paint. You can use it also on other parts which are not metallic, for example, leather or even clothes, to detect a production kind of defect. You can also use it in the pharma industry, where either you look, for example, at bottles and see if they're sterile or not, if they have scratches or debris of some sort, or you can even look at the drugs themselves and see if they're well formed, if this is the ideal aspect that you wanted out of your production process.